going to do something a little bit different. For those of you who normally watch my videos, I normally fly things that look a bit like this and do stuff like this. And stuff like this. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I often get asked what is a good place to start when getting into FPV, and my normal answer is to buy something like this, which is a Hubsan X4. These are great. They're not FPV, but they teach you how to fly. I'll talk about this another time, but this is where I'd normally say to start. But today I have been sent a Syma X21W, which is an FPV real-time quadcopter. So I was sent this by Banggood, so I'm really interested to see how it performs as an FPV pilot. I want to see how it performs in FPV. I also want to see how it performs just as a quadcopter. And when I'm talking about FPV, I'm talking about first-person view, so viewing as if you are flying the craft. And this is capable of doing that. So let's open up the box and see what's inside. Is your little quadcopter. You get a little remote control. You will also get some spare props, because you'll break those. So you get a nice little mount that you can put your mobile phone onto. So it'll look something a little bit like this, and then you can use that to fly your FPV. You also have installed in here a small battery, so this has a little charger that comes with it that I haven't got with me because it's on my bench charging at this moment in time. So it's a multi-rotor, so for props all set up. It has a nice little FPV camera on the front of it. The controller is not quite like my controller because I normally have this set up so that it starts there and then the throttle goes all the way up, but it's designed to fly in a slightly different way. It can do some tricks and things, but you'll see me talking about that a little bit later on. But realistically, it seems like quite a nice indoor toy. It seems like it could do quite a good job of flying around the house. And what I'm interested to see is how it performs compared to some of my little micro quads that I have that I would fly FPV. So let's go take it round and see what it does. What we're going to do is we're going to fly this around my house. Now, to compare this to something, I'm going to compare it to an actual FPV drone. So this is a little B-Brain V2. I'll put a link in the description.
So this is footage that's being directly recorded via the
anything
app
like this,
or the X21W.
This is an FPV
so
drone. What I mean is I'll be able to fly around the little course that's set out, and
back through the other back door, and then
we'll
around back to me. So a very simple lap. And as you can see here, I'm struggling to control that. Now, I wanted to show the footage here, and I wanted to show how good the footage is. It's actually not a bad recording, so I'm pretty impressed with that. But what I'm seeing here is that the latency is really a problem. So what I wanted to do was actually show that this wasn't just me being bad at flying. I wanted to show that actually you can fly around your house at different speeds. So this is my little racing drone that I was just talking about earlier, and this is the difference in the quality. So this is what I would class an FPV drone being capable of doing. Okay, so after establishing it wasn't an FPV drone, I decided to take it for a little fly around the garden using what's known as line of sight. So I'm watching what the drone's doing and literally controlling it as I need to. And as you can see, the footage is a little bit jerky, and I think that's just because of the way it streams, but it's the quality's reasonably good. Basically, it's connected via Wi-Fi to my phone, so it's as good as the Wi-Fi signal it can be. So I'm just currently just hovering around myself just to prove that it's actually quite good to fly, and actually it is. It's easy to fly, it's easy to go up and down. At this point I'm trying to make it do the little loop. Unfortunately the footage didn't actually record the little loop that it did, which is a bit of a shame because it was pretty cool. More about that later. But overall it's actually quite nice to fly. It's easy to do in this scenario, and I just wanted to demonstrate that you could fly it nicely and that you could get pretty good footage out of the device. I'm using the controller as opposed to the app just because I find the controller significantly better for me as a pilot.
So, what do I think of this? Well, to start with, positives. It flies really well. It's very, very easy to get what you want out of it. It hovers very nicely. You can trim it very easily to get it into a nice balanced position, and it will fly very cleanly around the room. It flies probably like a very small DJI Phantom in the fact that you tell it to go forwards and it'll do what you ask it to do. And the altitude control is very simple because you just tell it to go up or tell it to go down, so you're not having to control throttle as you would on a racing drone. The camera is perfectly adequate. I was expecting to tell you that the stunt thing was going to be rubbish, where it does a little roll, so a little barrel roll. But actually it's really good. It did actually do a good job of that. It normally, when you deal with these situations and they try and do a flip, they lose a lot of height. And what this actually does is when it flips over, it actually managed to maintain more or less the same altitude. So it was about, it lost maybe half a foot, but the instructions say you need about 3 meters of height to do it. I would say you need less than that. But it flew very well and it was very easy to fly. The negatives I've got for this is I don't like the way the battery works. So the battery is in a little compartment at the bottom, like here. Now, the battery is a 1S battery with a proprietary connection on it, and there's also a power button on the top. Now, what the problem with this is that trying to take this battery out is nearly impossible, and reconnecting the power is very difficult. So it feels like there should be almost a port on this that you can charge directly into the quad, because actually 3 minutes and then recharging is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, ideally you can have something like on my Hubsan where you can swap the batteries out so you can have 3 or 4 of them so you can have a good fly. So yeah, a bit of a negative from my perspective. And also to answer the question of whether this is an FPV drone, it's not. The latency is massive. And what I mean by latency is if I'm telling it to go forward, the feed that comes into my mobile phone is delayed, and you want that delay to be as little as possible. When you're flying things like these racing drones up here, you need it to be almost instantaneous because you are traveling at a high speed. This was struggling with flying, offering a consistent view. It was I would say the delay is around about a second, which is massive. I mean, that is, you can't fly it. I mean, I had to do, when I was recording, I had to just demonstrate that what I was doing and what I can fly is different. I mean, I had to show that I can fly around my house no problem. It is actually the latency on this, which was a bit of a shame, really. I also didn't like the way the kill switch works. So it doesn't. When you're flying racing drones, when you're flying around, basically your first inclination to when you hit something is hit the kill switch and therefore let it drop out of the side, therefore protecting your motors and protecting everything around it. This will frequently hit something and then stick itself to it because of the way that the propellers work, and then just start banging the motors away. That being said, it has lasted, it has taken up quite a bit of abuse. I have flown it about 10, 12 times and had absolutely no problems and crashed it on quite a few occasions. So from that perspective, it's really pretty good. So how does it compare? Would it be something I recommend? Well, my previous position on recommending was this Hubsan, and this is a brilliant little drone, really, really good, and it's probably a little bit less money. So this is around about $20, £20 now, and is actually still pretty good. But it doesn't have the same intelligence this has. And I would say actually the video footage on this is really good. It's really easy to fly. It teaches you a lot about being able to fly a drone. You can fly it around your house, you can fly it outside, and it does do quite a good job of that. So I'm pretty impressed with it. So it was a little bit unfair of me comparing it to this. So just to quickly say why it's not fair. This is a £100 drone. It has to, I required to have £400 goggles to fly it. Well, I have £400 goggles, but you need to have a set of goggles for it, and you also need to have like a controller like this to fly it as well. So it's not a really fair comparison. But if you wanted to ask me what an FPV indoor drone looks like, this is what it is. So can I say it's an FPV drone? No. Could I recommend buying it? Yes. As a gift for people to fly a drone around their house and be able to record a bit of footage, it's really quite good. Now I will say I didn't try controlling it with the, you can control it with your mobile phone on the screen. I had a quick go at it, just didn't get on with it at all. So I would always recommend using the controller because you just get a better response out of it. It will work better. So that's my review of this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you like this content, let me know. If you're joining me from just looking at wanting to buy one of these and want to see my other content, I will put some other links on the screen for some other videos of things that I've done around mini quads, racing quads and freestyle. So I hope you all had a good time, and I'll see you all next time.